Alright, in this test we're going to use sort of a filtration method where we're just going to put some sand that hasn't been contaminated on onto the top here, and I'm going to apply some oil to this as if it were on the beach and affected by oil. So you can see the sand is a little wet, it's moist. Okay. Now I'm going to apply some used motor oil here. Across the top of that. Very visible dark stain, as you can see. Okay, now let me prepare the solution. Okay, as I stated before, the solution of Petrosolve, or Petrorem again, sorry. As I stated before, the solution of Petrorem is diluted to about 0.2%. As you can see here, you could barely tell that there's anything in there. It just looks like clear water, but there is some Petrorem in there. A very light dosage, but it's enough to emulsify the oil, and we're going to start a test here. Never been done before, so here we go. As you can see, even at a very light dilution, at a very light dosage, the Petrorem dilutes the oil exceptionally well. We're getting a little foaming there because of the aeration. As it begins to filter down, however, you start to see the oil settling at the bottom there, and the sand essentially clear. Now we're going to add just a little bit of plain water. You can see the oil dispersed down at the bottom. give it one more wash like the last time. This is foaming up, I guess, because of the pressure. One more wash. At this point, I don't know if it's visible. However, you've got the sand. Cutting it open, you can see that there's no oil. There's no oily residue anywhere on the sand. It's essentially cleaned off. All you've got is some very nice clean sand, which I'll dump over there and we can further inspect. And at the bottom, you've got a very dispersed oil and water solution. Now let's dump this sand. We'll leave the video running. We'll dump this sand onto that black tray just to show that it is the same sand. Clean this off a little. Let's set up the camera here so it can be viewed easily. Okay. And we'll pour some water on here. See what kind of residual we have. There you go. The water, no oily residue in the hands. The water doesn't have an oily sheen. And of course, we could easily just treat again. If needed. So you can see the water doesn't have an oily sheen on it. And the sand is essentially clean. So a large scale process where there's a filtration method or a machine that tills the sand, for example, when it's picked up with oil, would easily clean the oil off the sand, disperse it, and then can be disposed of cleanly and efficiently without any harm to the environment. So that's it.